Have you ever been sure that one thing caused another, only to discover later that it was just a coincidence? That mistake has a name: the correlation and causation fallacy. Today, we'll learn what it is, why people often make this mistake, and how you can recognize it. Let's be honest, we've all had thoughts like this before. I wore my lucky socks and we won the game. Because the two things happen together, it's easy to assume that one caused the other. And that's the key idea behind this fallacy. Here's the official definition. Just because two things happen at the same time or are correlated does not automatically mean that one caused the other. It's a simple mistake, but it can lead to the wrong conclusion. So, let's get this crystal clear because the difference is huge. Correlation is just noticing that two things move together. When A happens, B tends to happen too. They're related. But causation means A is the direct trigger that makes B happen. Confusing these two is where all the trouble starts. Let's look at a real-life example. Imagine a sports team gets a new mascot and soon after, attendance increases. It's easy to conclude that the new mascot caused more people to attend the games. But wait a moment. What if the team also started winning more games? Or what if ticket prices became cheaper? The events are connected, but that does not mean the mascot was the real cause. Now, let's look at a more surprising example. Here's a real statistical correlation. Cities with more ice cream shops often have higher crime rates. Does that mean ice cream causes crime? Of course not. Think about what these two things have in common. During the summer, more people buy ice cream and more people spend time outside. As a result, crime rates may also increase. The real factor connecting both events is the warm weather. This is a great example of why correlation does not always mean causation. It's a good question. If this mistake can be so obvious, why do people make it so often? Well, it turns out the reason is actually wired deep into our psychology. The simple answer is that our brains are pattern-seeking machines. We naturally want to make sense of the world around us. When things seem random, the world can feel confusing and unpredictable. So, we often create a cause and effect explanation even when it isn't correct. It helps us feel like things make sense and are more under control, like a comfort blanket. So let's imagine this scenario. A friend says to you, "You won't believe it. When I started eating more salads, my grades improved. Salads must make you smarter." It's a tempting conclusion, right? Two good things happened at the same time. So how can you point out the problem in their reasoning without sounding rude? And this is key. Simply telling someone you're wrong usually isn't very effective. Instead of just pointing out the fallacy, you can use this as a moment to actually guide the conversation toward a more thoughtful conclusion. You can think of it as a simple three-step approach. I like to call it the gentle rebuttal. First, you acknowledge what they noticed. You start with, "Hey, that's really interesting that you saw those two things happen together." Then, you gently introduce the main idea. A connection doesn't always mean one thing caused the other. And finally, this is the most important part. You suggest other possible factors. I wonder, could it also be that you were getting more sleep, or maybe you just felt healthier and more focused? When you do this, the conversation changes completely. You're not just correcting someone, you're helping them think more critically. Rather than being a critic who focuses on mistakes, you help guide them toward a better understanding. It's an incredibly powerful communication tool. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's an obvious cause and effect in your own life that might just be a coincidence? Think about it. Learning to question these assumptions can help you think more critically. Thank you for watching. If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.